Good day, all. This presentation is in submission of our coursework for the assignment, the ethical hacking assignment to be done in pairs. So I am representing my pair for Nyasha Mupanguri and Arnold Pinias. So what we have in this lab here is a Kali Linux machine, which is running as a virtual machine, and a vulnerable machine that we have set up in order for us to demonstrate a hacking tool of our choice. So as you can see here, the top left quadrant here is a window terminal showing the command that we first ran. So here we ran IP address on our attacking machine to discover the IP address that we have been allocated. And with this IP address, we then ran a second command so that we can discover the IP address for the vulnerable machine that we are about to exploit. So here we used net discover, and we identified that the address for the vulnerable machine is 192.168.40.129. With this address, we then ran a reconnaissance or information gathering script, which is built on top of Nmap. So here is the Nmap automator, and we are running all to discover everything that we need to know about this machine. And these are the results that we have. And as part of these results, we can see that um, you know quite a lot of scans have been made. The quick scan has been done, and you can see all these ports that are open here. It has also the basic scan with more detailed results, and the information has also been saved on our machine. We then went on to look at some of the files that were saved after running the scan. And one scan that we were interested in is the vulnerability scans here for this same host, as shown where our mouse pointer is. And it is showing that there is the port 21 which is open, and we can see that the version of VSFTPD running 2.3.4 is vulnerable. So after we have discovered this, we then ran our search exploit database to look for anything that might be in this database that we can use to actually exploit this. So as we can see, these are the results for the VSPD, and we can see that there is a command, backdoor command execution that we can use to exploit this service. And what we then did that is we then mirrored this particular exploit, which is a Ruby exploit, to see how this exploit actually works. And having done so, we then opened the exploit, which has been copied to our machine, and this is what the exploit does. And after analyzing the code of this particular exploit, of interest is this part here, whereby it establishes a socket, and this function here generates just random text, but then appends this smiley face, this semicolon and closing bracket to whatever random text is generated. And this is how this backdoor is actually triggered, when you actually pass the smiley face. So after having discovered how this backdoor actually works, we then decided to do it. We could do it with Metasploit, but we decided to do it the manual way after understanding how this exploit works. And the manual way is we then did a connection to port 21 using netcat here. And upon specifying the user, we then entered the user named Nyasha and put the smiley face. And after having done that, we then connected to the backdoor using netcat again to port 6200. And after having done that, we made a successful shell, and we then spawned the bash for the metasploit for the vulnerable machine. After we had done that, as you can see, we now have root access, and here we are asking where am I, and we told that we actually had the root access. We can now run the commands to just see what type of folders do we have, and here we are actually in the vulnerable machine. I can run if config to confirm if to confirm just the IP address for our vulnerable machine, which as we can see here is 192.168.40.129. Thank you.